Alright. Yep. All set up. Alright then. So, today, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually make the swords. Now, the process is going to be a little bit involved, but I'm going to walk you through it step by step, and there's going to be a little bit of scene changing because a lot of it's actually going to be happening on the floor. Now, first off, safety as always. Gloves. You want the area well ventilated. I got 2 doors open. And you're going to be wanting to be wearing a mask. Because I'm going to be wearing a mask, I'm not going to be able to talk a lot while I'm actually working. So instead, I'm actually just going to go through what I would be doing, and then I'm actually going to do it off camera. Now, that's just for the heating part of it. For the actual flattening part, I'm going to show you what I'm actually using, and then I'm actually going to do it. You're going to see me actually do the flattening itself. So, first off, the new equipment. This is a flattening jig I made. I had some metal, that's what I'm using to keep it flat, because the PVC, when heated, basically if you press anything against it, it'll take that pattern into itself. So if you have a wood grain pattern like on actual wood, it'll take the wood grain. If you have a vice clamp that has teeth on it, it'll take the pattern of the teeth, etc., etc. So I chose something flat. I'm going to be pressing it against something flat, which is my concrete floor. By the way, if you do this on the floor, you're going to want to sweep up beforehand. That way none of the dust or anything is going to put little divots or anything inside your actual PVC. Now what I got here are 2 pieces of PVC that I flattened completely before. I got 2 pieces on each side, and that gives it a nice little space right there. That way the PVC won't become too flat. If you flatten it too much, then excuse me. PVC that is super flat is okay for short pieces like a knife or an axe head or something like that. But long pieces like a sword or something along those lines, not so much, because then it'll actually become too flimsy to stand under its own weight. You need to let it be just a little bit thick so that it won't bend just from gravity. Alright. I'm going to have a really quick transition, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do the actual flattening. Okay, so I have the PVC mostly softened. See, look at that. I'm going to heat it up just a little bit more. What did I do with my, there it is. 1 second. Now keep in mind you want it to be as soft as possible. I was actually doing this for about 3 minutes, I want to say, and I was wearing my mask the entire time. I'm just not wearing it now because I actually need to speak to you while I do this next step of the process. So once you have your PVC nice and completely soft for however much length you need to soften, keep in mind you can't flatten this entire thing in one go unless you got like a really big piece of something to press it down with, which I don't. So what I usually do is I do it in sections. Alright, 1 second. I know all we can see right now is my feet, but it's all going to make sense in a second. As you can see, I have a concrete floor, and that's what I'm using to flatten with. That's going to be my reverse force against the actual force I'm going to be pushing on. Now then, once you have it completely flattened, or once you have it completely softened, place it down. Place this on top, and then just step on it. Now, it only takes about a minute or so for it to cool enough to retain its shape, but I like to let it cool for at least half an hour when it's in this state, you know, being flattened and everything. So, normally, I have a weight that I can't seem to locate. Alright, I'll have to improvise. This is pretty much what this entire video is about. Improvising and making do with whatever you got. Remember, even an amateur can look professional if they know how to do it. It'll do. Oh yeah, you'll do just fine. There we go. Now then, as I was saying, so basically we're just going to let that cool for a little bit, and I said give it about half an hour. I'll do a transition to afterwards, and then I'll show you what I did right and wrong based on how it came out. So I'll see you in about 5 seconds. Alright then. Moment. Take this off of here, and voila. Huh. Good. Came out nice and straight. Now, what you're going to notice is this part right here. That is going to go away. That little divot part right there. Basically, as you heat up each section, let it cool down. Okay, wait. First off, let me explain something. The reason I waited about half an hour for it to cool is because normally now I'd be heating up the next section, like right along here, right? The thing is, if it's still hot from last time, then this section's going to get hot and go back to its original shape, meaning I gotta reflatten it along with whatever new section I do. If you let it cool, then just heat from a little bit over where you already did, down, however long you want to go. Now, doing that allows this part to expand a little bit, so in that way when you reflatten it, it'll automatically give it a nice, smoother finish, making it look a lot nicer for the finished product. Next video, by my next video I should have this completely flattened, and then I'm going to show you how to make a proper sword out of it. But this is at least how to start making the blade. So just do that section by section, and then you should have the entire finished product looking just like this.